Hey, welcome everyone to the Sketch Zone podcast. It's the dented yet not broken Carlos Gomez, and with me, the trusty Charlie B. Williams III.
What's up, guys? Good to be back. Hope everybody's warm. It's warmed up here in Chicago now to weird spring-like weather. Went from 24 below.
Like they were saying you guys were having like wind chills of like -50, -60.
Yeah. So what was that? Last Wednesday and Thursday, we had like our little Siberia episode again. But it was worse than when we had Siberia years ago that we joke about. That was just a lot of snow and everybody was outside playing and schools were out, and Lakeshore Drive looked like it was trying to try out for the Olympic bobsledding run. But this time was a little different.
Sliding to work in their Hondas.
Right. This was a little scarier last week, which, the weather and the earth, I guess the earth has to change like we change, but I kind of want the earth to stay the same because that was weird. So Chicago was colder than Antarctica last week.
And Siberia.
And that sounds like a weird, Facebook, clickbait, but it was true. Wednesday morning, the coldest it was -23, but it felt like -40 out. And then Thursday got down to -24. Now, anytime you get into the negatives, like past -1, like I'm saying -10, -12, stuff starts breaking. Infrastructure start to break. So I lost power when Tuesday morning around 3:00 in the morning. I'm sitting in here at my computer, and things go out. Like flicker, but my computer was on. Everything was on in here. The lights, like you see now, everything was on. So I'm just jamming. I was working. I'm like, oh look, it's 2:00. I should probably go to bed. Go downstairs. I'm like, good job, house. You kind of held. You're old, 1930 built. You were good. Go downstairs. Everything's dark because I turned everything off. But it felt colder downstairs than normal. I went to go turn on the light. Nothing came on. Went to the bathroom. Exhaust fan came on. I'm like, cool. No light though. Go into the kitchen. The microwave was on. Everything else was dead. Go in the basement. I hear no furnace. Now Charlie's heart stops. It's different. No. Back in the day, it's like, okay, cool. We'll go snuggle.
Yeah,
we'll be good. But I have kids now, so things are a little bit different. And it was. Yeah. I knew it was gonna be like. No, I knew it was gonna be colder than normal, right? So like, how fast does a house get cold if it's already literally -20 outside because it's 3 a.m, right? So by around that time it was -20, pretty quick. So we didn't lose full power. We had a brownout, meaning my den. Shut up, can't take you nowhere. My den was working. And then you can't hear it right now, but I can hear my sound machines from both of my girls' room and my room going. That was going. Everything else in the house is gone. So thankfully, all those 3 rooms were working. So I got to grab the space heater, put it in my room, let it ride out because my house is kind of warm. When it started to get really cold, I stayed up. Obviously, Charlie doesn't go to sleep because now I'm trying to Google stuff, pilot lights, and all this other stuff, trying to get it come back on manually with no avail. Realize it's really cold now in the basement, like downstairs. Like had to come upstairs and put clothes on because it's really cold. And I was like, I better move my daughter into my room, So moved them into my room, closed the door, got it to about 80 degrees in my room. We slept it out comfortably all night. When I woke up, when we opened that door, it felt like I was Tom Cruise or somebody. Because that house on the other side of that door, woo, it was so cold. Excuse me, it was so cold. So cold.
No, thank you.
And you know who the real Superman people are? Those people that work for ComEd. Because I realized you got to go outside in this.
Yeah.
Like all the first responders, all those guys, they were out. I couldn't imagine. I finally went outside and was like, so this is what Siberia feels like.
Yeah.
Like it was a different type of cold. It was cold, But it was one of those deceiving cold because the sun was shining and stuff like that too. So it was like knowing good and well, yeah, you stay out here for 5 minutes, I'm gonna eat you alive. That's the cold. Like the cold was like, you could be out here for a while if you want to. Yeah, you good. You think you're slick being on your front stool?
Yeah,
front stoop. No, I felt instantly 30 seconds in. Yeah, my body ain't built for this type of weather.
Nope.
I need to go back inside. So luckily, Comment got the heat back on and the power back on around 11 o'clock that day. And those days I was working from home too, so it's just kind of hard to work in here with it being freezing cold. Right. So yeah, and then Thursday was good. I worked from home again on Thursday. A lot of people did. Still just as cold. Tried my car wouldn't start. The new one did. Mine didn't. Then guess what the temperature was on Friday? Now we jump up to 18.
Yeah.
That shit felt like it was summertime in the city.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go to the park, girls. My kids looked at me like you lost your
there's ice on the ground.
I was like, no, let's go to the park. It'd be fun. No. And then guess what it was on Saturday? Here's Chicago weather at its finest. It was 40 degrees on Saturday. No.
How many?
40 degrees on Saturday.
40.
It went from minus 23 on Thursday. And within a day and a half, you're up to 40. Oh, things melting like crazy right now. Then now it's been like that for the rest of the week. Now, but you know it's been raining. And then Monday night we had an ice storm. But it was kind of lame. So I think the weathermen and weather women were feeling themselves a little bit too much because they were right last week finally. Yeah. And then they were like, yo, you got an ice storm. Get ready. I'm like, the ice storm was like a wet blanket. You're come correct. So, so that's how Chicago's been. And I think other people started getting hit. Other places now were supposed to be cold now.
It snowed in Sonoma.
Wait, what?
4 days ago. Yeah.
I wonder if you guys got what we had. Because before the cold, we got snow. So that Saturday before, we got a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Like 5-6 inches. Like we got a lot. Enough where it's like annoying, like you need to be outside every couple hours shoveling because the city's gonna continually plow the front of your driveway like they some lazy bumps.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm not on the corner. I'm not on a cul-de-sac. So I don't understand. And like I'm next to the corner house, but the corner house is really 2 lots. So I don't understand how my driveway gets like plowed. Like if the guy's going straight past my house, hey, he's pushing the snow down the street. Why did my driveway, the end of my driveway, gets mounds of snow? Like I'm talking like Carlos, it takes me an hour to dig out the end of my driveway, and I have a snowblower. Like I get pissed so bad. And then when I'm at work and it's snowing, all thing I can think about is that snow's getting hard, and when I get home, I won't be able to move it. The snow is just gonna be like ha ha ha. No amount of salt's gonna help you, bitch. Yeah, like I just feel like it's talking smack to me. I'm the type of person who needs to see my pavement. That's the type of plowing I like to do. I need to see the pavement. If I don't see the pavement, I lost.
Yeah.
I want to be that dude.
I like my stuff nice and clean.
I want to be the dude. I throw salt down after I shovel. So then, like 4 hours later, my neighbors are like, "Why? How the hell is this stuff like gone? It's no like that white layer that people be leaving because they get lazy. Nah,
right?
Not for me. I can't be doing that.
That's me too.
Nope.
It's gotta keep it clean.
You know. So that's been my like. Just when I thought I was going to get out of winter, it just being like cold and like no snow, because we had no snow for Christmas.
Yeah,
we didn't have any of that stuff, so it gets catching up. Why should we be here until like? I feel like you live in Chicago, you get like a month and a half of summer.
Yeah, no, you guys get ripped off. Summer sucks, and even if you do get a little bit longer time for summer, it's usually 110, 115.
Yeah, then they're like, yeah, you want to be summer? Yeah, let's get to be summer.
80% humidity. You have to swim to the car. You can't breathe. Yeah.
Shout out to the chat. Who's in chat tonight?
Yeah, welcome. Steve is in there. We got Noelle. Yeah, she's there.
Hey.
Yay.
Well, it's good people. Leave her alone.
Long Arm 358 is here.
Up long. Pause.
So I think we're going to start. Before I forget, Jack is busy at work. And we'll see.
For the money.
He what last week? Well, last week I was
out of town, and then you were sick. Yeah, he
just got back in from Korea.
He just got back in.
Yeah,
by the time of the
show. So now, and he's just been getting hammered at work. So we'll see what happens.
He's got all that responsibility.
I know, Mr. Big Director, dude. Yeah. And then what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say that we have the Sketch Zone hotline, and we're going to continue to have that there as long as Google lets us have it.
Ooh,
but thanks from a couple weeks ago, we now have a Discord channel. And I know that, well, look at that cup. Yeah. That cup was full of tea.
Not like this cup, though. Look at that. What you know about that plastic
Solo cup?
But it's a thick one. It's not the cheap cup. This is a Forever plastic cup.
Forever Solo cup.
You keep not even Solo. This is just like this some grandma Target special type cup that you drink lemonade out of in the summertime.
Oh,
but I have iced tea.
I thought they were bragging about mine. I thought maybe I put it a little too close to the thing.
They were. I just wanted to be. I just felt left out, so I wanted to show my cup.
Cool.
I usually have two cups, and then I have
one full of water.
The mason jar. What do y'all know about drinking out of a mason jar?
Oh, I know.
That's some Indiana stuff right there.
I know. Make some of that. Talk about summertime.
Ooh, sun tea.
I got some of those mason jars with the handles on the side.
Oh,
that up. Yeah.
I want a handle on the side of mine. That'd be good.
That's next level stuff.
I want a little bit of big one. Big one.
Drank and draw, exactly.
Drank and draw.
Yeah. Anyone else that's in the chat room, let us know, and we'll give you a shout out. And we'll try to contain Noelle because she has a tendency to bite other visitors. So yeah, the
you live your best life, Noelle. Don't listen to him.
The schedule hotline is 408 sketch 8748. 408-753-8248. International caller 011-408-753-8248. Otherwise, like I said, last week we got not last week, 2 weeks ago, we got a Discord channel up. So
please.
Podcast is on
get in that channel.
On
Joey
Discord.
Wall. Just join.
Yeah. Boom. What's up, Joey?
Come on, Noelle.
Buddy.
Get with the times.
And with that said, and we're gonna get all the sound effects worked out too. Oh, chat room, start getting your fun prompt categories. Hey, Joey, welcome. So get your categories ready to go. Until then, let's go ahead and take a look at what the nation did last couple weeks. We did Star Wars Gangsta Noir. Let's see what the nation came up with. I don't even know that thing is. I don't even know what that thing is.
Oh, we got school on what Discord is.
Oh,
so we'll get to that.
Hey, Joey Wall. Star Wars Boba Fett. No. He's working this Procreate, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting after it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Bananas. Nice little Boba Fett throwback. Got the Tommy gun. Got the old-fashioned car in the background. We got some vignetting happening. It's raining out. Boy, that's a very good job, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else is in here. Hey-oh. Gotcha, boy.
Yeah.
I wanted to get some little bow ties in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The expensive jacket.
Right.
Vader kind of trying to stunt on people.
So I started to craft the Star Wars thing, but didn't get to finish. And we gave you 2 weeks. No, we're not. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Keep going, Noah. Finish it.
Kind of had 2 weeks.
I want to see it.
Push through.
I want to see it.
And again, Mr. Shiloh just crushing this art thing. Man, he's going to make a living doing this art stuff soon. You can just tell. Just kidding. He's a professional illustrator. He's been killing this art.
Nice.
He's been killing this art thing. My sister is moving, so I haven't been home. I've been babysitting. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh. I think that is it for the week. That's it for the week. So,
cool.
All right, chat room, help us out. We have the categories: adjective, animal, character, action, style, and location. I'm going to pick character. Anyone else want to chime in? Charlie, you have one?
Adjective.
All right. We'll give them style. All right. No, I'll stop it.
Double down. How that's what trying to do.
How about a mammoth leprechaun in a minimalism style?
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna need to see what minimalism.
Not much there. Get it? You know what minimalism is. Think of IKEA.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to put a red square in a blue square, and that'll be that.
This should be an interesting one. I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can do that.
In a minimalism style. I like that one.
It's a good one.
I like it a lot. Carlos, it's your childhood something or other. Hang on, let me get the screenshot done. All right, bam.
Wow, he's doing that. Well, for anybody else who needs to know this, Discord is a communication tool used by a lot of different streamers, YouTubers, and people online. It's like an all-in-one. It's chat, it's voice communication, it's sharing your screens. It's a bunch of different things, and usually it's centered around people that are doing streaming, or people that are gaming, or people that have YouTube things. So, like, it's a way for the community of all these different outlets to communicate during shows or off time, and it's a meeting place, basically, if you think so. So, SketchZone now has a channel on Discord, and you can have a lot of different things inside of it. We can have a lot of different channels about a lot of different topics and stuff like that, art related, news related, all these different things we could do. We can do a bunch of different stuff with it, so it's nice. And then you guys can communicate with each other too, also. So each one of the channels will automatically has a chat to it, so we could do like current events or new tech or new art tools or new discounts on different things. We'll have other informational channels at the top as we fill it out, so when the show starts and stuff like that. When it goes live, you get a notification, stuff like that. It goes on your web browser. You can get it through the web browser, which looks exactly the same. It runs in the web browser. It looks exactly the same as what it looks like on your phone, or if you download the individual standalone app on your PC, Mac, Android, iOS. All of them you can be in. You can be logged in all simultaneously. You never miss a beat. So if Carlos sends out a message on the Discord channel about when the show starts tonight, you'll get an instant notification like any other text message or whatever. You can turn that on or off as you see fit, but it's just a nice way to stay in contact at all points, and stay in contact with everybody else that you see on the show each week, because then you can start to build friendships and connections.
And then we can talk about Noelle and make sure that she does her crafting homework assignments.
Yeah, you don't have to. Sometimes people use it just for the shows they follow and stuff like that. And they come in the chat. Same thing you're doing now. So it's just another way of staying in touch. That's all.
I'm trying to figure out how to. Ooh, and automatically. Ooh, I'm actually talking in there right now. That's pretty cool. Disconnect.
Yeah. So then what happens is like usually sometimes the people doing streaming and stuff on YouTube, stuff like that, they'll have the live channel there. And that's just another way of doing it where they can talk live on there, pull people down into that channel, lock the channels. We can have a bunch of other voice channels if you guys want those on there too. It's a bunch of stuff you can do.
Excellent.
Look it up. Discord. It's great.
Discord.
Great communication tool. You should use it.
Yes. We missed last week because that was the worst flu I've ever had. And I'm still not even 100% back, but at least I'm not shivering and achy, fevery, and all that stuff. But I was excited to come and talk to you guys. I went down to hush. I went down to Southern California. I have a sister that lives down in the LA area. I went down there and I took my little niece to go see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, nice.
And I absolutely loved it. I loved everything about it. Everything about it was so fantastic. The story was cool. The characters were cool. The animation was dope. The art style was dope. The popcorn was good. Like, literally everything about this movie was just hitting on all cylinders for me. So I was excited to come and geek out about it. And the cool thing is, it comes out on Blu-ray, DVD, download, all that stuff, March 19th.
Oh, nice.
Which is 2 days before my birthday. So I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that would be a very easy gift to for someone that you all know and love.
Yep.
Did you see it yet, Charlie?
Of course, saw it.
Yeah.
Of course.
What were your impressions?
Well, Spider-Man's black. So it's great.
Dominican.
Black. So Dominican. It's great. Black. So it's great.
Dominican. His mother speaks Spanish.
Daddy's black though. Mom is Spanish.
That don't mean anything.
Strong gene, black. Anyway, no. But for real, Miles Morales is. I've been waiting for him to come to the big screen for a while. Miles Morales is part of the Ultimate Spider-Man alter universe in the comic book series. So they debuted him about 4 or 5 years ago to big fanfare. So he's been a big thing. So they've been nodding to him for a while. And Sony has a really, 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 really long contract with Marvel. Because back in the day, Marvel was going bankrupt. Back when they were just doing comics before they got smart and started expanding their brand. And they were selling their license because that's what happened. That's what DC did. That's what Marvel did. It was normal. Back when I worked on video games, I worked on Marvel games, worked on DC games. Like, they just sell their license. So when they really needed money, they sold a really, really lucrative license to Sony. And all Sony has to do to keep the license is to do a project and renew it. And then once they do a project, any kind of project, that's why you saw a video game come out this year. Any type of project, license gets renewed and keeps going. So I don't know how long Sony has this for, but that's why they did it. So that's why they had to bring out another Spider-Man, because they had to keep the license, because the license is hot. Once Marvel did the whole Homecoming, right, it rejuvenated Spider-Man because obviously Marvel did it, right? So what are you going to do? You're not going to go and do another remake because that'd be stupid. even though they kept doing a bunch of remakes. But they did this one, and they spent time to get the right people together. I've been doing a lot of searching behind the scenes because I like the movie so much. The art style was so unique. We tried to do similar stuff back in the day on a game that we were working on using that like comic book style, but 3D and stuff like that. It's very, very hard to do. We talked about it a little bit on like the last show. I talked about their silhouette and all the other good stuff that they do. It's great. I was floored at like a lot of different things in it. Like the animation was really good, but at the same time, like the subtleties and like how they built stuff, I was like, ooh, that's really, really good. I literally didn't know how they do it. So excuse me, one of the things I'm waiting for is that making of book. So I haven't bought one in a long time, but I'll buy this one. I don't care how much it is, because that's gonna have.
I looked it up on Amazon just last night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, Amazon.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get that book. I really liked it. There's little points in it, you know, being African American, that I liked about it, and you know, the Spider-Man's Dominican. His mom spoke Spanish in the first couple seconds of the movie. I was like, ooh, you don't see that.
Got him. That's how it works.
I was like, ooh, you don't see that every day. So that was really nice. There's like little moments for people.
Yeah.
You know, if I was 15 living in New York City, Dominican or whatever, that you could appreciate that somebody's going to see. It's kind of cool in the time we live in. They didn't know it was going to be a hit. We know it's going to be a hit, but like obviously, if you take any cues from like Black Panther and any other those type of movies that came out that really resonate with a culture, you're going to have instant success. Now, couple that with amazing art style that probably was really hard to. It'd be interesting to see a making of for real, like even a documentary. Maybe I'm hoping there's special edition Blu-ray or something like that's going to have something really cool on it, because like to pull this off, I would really understand like what it took to pull this off in terms of like putting that stuff together. And the story was great and to the point too. Now, just so you guys didn't know, Miles Morales did a couple different things. There was a resurgence in comic books 3-4 years ago. Like they were having a little bit of Renaissance moments, and they were doing a lot of first things before the movies were even doing the first, before the Black Panthers and all those other type of movements and those kind of movements that are out about now. Spider-Man, in this alternate reality, Spider-Man is Dominican, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lives in New York City, urban environment, Brooklyn, right? He also in the comic books, which I don't know if they're going to do this in the actual movies, but in the comic books, he's also gay. So that was a big deal too. And then it was the first time Spider-Man was of some other than white, you know. So like all the other stuff, like you have the Prowler, you know, and then you have some of his other close friends and stuff like that. And that's how they did the comic book. So it'd be interesting. And if you notice, if you look at the movie, it's ambiguous to anything else. If you haven't seen the movie, whatever, I won't spoil anything from it. But notice, like, usually when they try to throw a love interest in there, they didn't.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
There's no love interest in this.
Yeah.
And that's not spoiling anything, because I just told you Spider-Man's gay. So it shouldn't be a love interest in this one, at least not yet. And I don't even know if they're gonna like even go that route with the movies. They could formulate that in some kind of way. But this was done, like, remember, we're seeing this in movies now. It's a big thing, and all the other climate in the world now is different, you know. So you'd be like, oh, they threw that in there, but not really. This happened 4 or 5 years ago. So like, this is already a known thing. This is the cool thing about this particular thing, is that, like, to everybody who follow comics or knows that this is like an old news, but no one's talked about it yet. And it's interesting that no one's even brought it up in any of the news outlets or anything like that, even comic book outlets and stuff like that. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with the Marvel Universe version, because they gave a nod to like people like Childish Gambino and stuff like that, who's basically in the universe, and he's actually Miles Morales' uncle. So he technically, Childish Gambino would be the Prowler in the Spider Marvel Universe one. Because if you notice in the first Spider-Man movie, when he meets Childish Gambino out in the suburbs when he's trying to buy those weapons, those crazy weapons from the wreckage of the Marvel of the Avenger fights and all that good stuff. He says he has a nephew in Brooklyn, and everybody geeked out on the internet when he said that.
That's pretty cool.
Because they was wondering if Miles is going to show up in the Marvel universe.
Huh.
Yeah, and yep, no, Disney owns Marvel. So yeah,
Disney owns Marvel, but Marvel gave Fox the rights to
Sony.
Spider-Man. Or to Sony. And so kind of like Charlie touched on before, they've been coming out with Spider-Man movies every so often just to renew the rights to the copyright or whatever. But you can tell
this time they did good.
You can tell that they were just trying to do that. And then the Spider-Man movies didn't get good really until they lent the copyright back to Marvel.
Yeah, that was what the deal with Fox. Yeah, so Sony's deal was always staying in their lane with the video games and stuff like that they're making. They recently came out with a good one, and it was really good. They used Insomniac, which is a really good AAA video game studio, and they did a really good job. It feels like it's still the same Spider-Man from the last 10 years of like running around New York City in an open world, but it feels really good and the story is really good. It's a classic Spider-Man story, so it works. But now they got a hit on their hands. You don't need to do any more live action, Sony.
Nope.
You just need to run with this universe. You are now Ultimate Spider-Man universe.
You win.
You have a lane. Yeah, no, they do. You have a lane. The next video game should be amazing.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be any regular Spider-Man anymore. I don't want you can nod to all the old Spider-Mans by giving them the different suits, but it should be a Miles Morales. And here, now I'm gonna get my video game back here. So this is the video game developer talking now. And if you really want to do this right, you go and find Mark Echo, the creator of Echo clothing line, and you get the rights to the old game Getting Up, and you mix it with Spider-Man. And now you would have the Spider-Verse. If anybody has learned, if you don't know what it is, look up Mark Echo's Getting Up. It's an old video game. 2000, 2001, 2002. One of my favorites. Why? Because Mark Echo had the urban clothing line called Echo. And he made this graffiti-based video game where you're a kid that's writing graffiti against the establishment of the big city. So you write all these inspirational things around the city and they're trying to catch you. And you have this elite force that's trying to catch all graffiti writers, but they had a crazy graffiti mechanic in it. You had to actually, like, if you could see a billboard, you can get to a billboard as long as you figure out how to get up there. If you figure out how to get up there, you can tag. It's amazing. It's one of the best games that mixes urban culture with video games and had a good storyline, and the writing mechanic was really good too.
Yeah.
You take the writing excuse me, so sorry. You take the writing mechanic, you put the graffiti mechanic just like they did in the movie, you put that into the game as another side mechanic for you, give you something to do. And since Spider-Man always traverses stuff, you make him have to traverse it as Miles with a little help. So he'll have a little more help, right, than usual. Yeah. And you just say, if you can see it, you can tag it. You know, that's a whole other thing. This whole game was so good. And after a while, the tagging got harder to do. So you use the sticks and the marketing they did for this, all the different things, all the different concept art they did for it. Like, he went all out and did this, you know, like all these different renders he did for it. This is like unheard of in terms of what they did back in the day. And I mean, and it's a dated game. It's old school. I haven't even looked at it until I said it just now in a long time, but it's great. So
it looks like the last time it came out was on PlayStation 3, which is not super old, but still, it's got some
PlayStation 2 was the original.
Long teeth.
Yeah. So it was like 2000.
This looks pretty crazy though.
Mm-hmm.
See, something like this, an open world game,
yeah,
like this would be a lot of fun.
And this is like open world before there was open world. This is actually hard to like do on those old systems because you had limited space on the CD. You know, so characters can only be a certain budget or shit just wouldn't run. And then like back in the day, it was really big on telling you what to do, telling you where to go next. So to have a game that didn't tell you how to get to different places was an interesting mechanic in itself. You know, it was just crazy.
My man is on the subway trying not to die.
And you ride it, yeah. It's crazy.
This is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, there's not many games back then that had people that look like me in it. So this is another like breakthrough too at the time too.
Yeah,
because they're expensive. Like, look at the tin can, like the can in the center there. That was what the case came in. So he had this silver case that was designed for the special edition version.
Yeah,
what you see in the center of the screen there. You know, it was cool. Then they had all these other like graffiti writers and stuff like that. You had your piece book. Click that piece book in the center, Carlos. Click that image there. Yeah. You had your piece book, like you would carry on your sketchbook, and you would have your like notes and stuff in it. It was cool. I mean, it's nice. Had so much culture in it back in like 2004.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have anything like that.
Joey said they have great responsibility now. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Pun intended.
Yeah. It'd be interesting what they do with it. I just hope, like, if they're smart, like you would do something like, you don't have to do it just like Getting Up, but you would put the writing mechanic in there. And now, since the games are way more sophisticated, and we've seen other games do like graffiti, we've seen other games do like elaborate like decal systems. Think of like Forza, Need for Speed, all these other ones. Even if you go with Forza, there's a whole culture online where people have gotten jobs off of them learning how to use the Forza engine on like Xbox One and making tags and making these elaborate like skins for like all the cars, where they end up looking like paint jobs in car shows and stuff like that. There've been some people who've gotten like jobs off of those things, and that's just using like, you know, usually those kind of systems are decal systems. So they give you square, circle, triangle, a bunch of different colors, and how you layer those things is how you create different things. And people make some amazing things with these like in-game creators.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them now, like Far Cry game, a couple other ones that had like level editors and stuff inside the game on the consoles too. Halo did it back in the day. And there's been people that gotten jobs. That's used to be how you would get a job back in the day in the game industry. Let's say circa like 2000, 2001, 2002. A lot of those early level designers and like even like environment artists, they were found on like old platforms like Steam and like Valve and like their old game engines and stuff, and like Quake 2 mods and like Half-Life mods and like Counter-Strike mods and stuff like these are all first-person shooters that usually had a way where the developer released their like development tools to the community, and kids would go out and learn how to make levels, you know, off of existing levels, and they kept getting better and better, and the levels ended up being better than the ones that were in the game. They would put those levels online. You were able to download those levels, and that created a culture of like level designers were getting famous because they were building these extra mods on top of it, and developers found a way to capitalize off of that. So they kept making the mod tools more and more available to the public, which then fed into as these people got out of high school, went to college, got out of college. They end up being able to get these type of jobs based off of being able to use these mod tools. So it's really, really good. There's so much other ways of doing it now. You can still go that route, but you really don't need to because of the availability of software and stuff like that, 3D software and stuff nowadays. Right. But that's one way that people got on back in the day, you know, was, you know, creating art with the tools they were given.
Yeah. Now there's kind of no excuse. You just go grab some software, make it. And I think I think it's a lot easier to make it in the industry now, and especially now that the industry is actually crap. The industry is it's a proven industry now. Back when we were getting into video games, it was still kind of like a not yet proven. There was a couple people making money doing it. There was a group of artists actually making money doing this game thing. But I think once the video game industry started making more money than the movie industry, I think that's where it just parents didn't have to worry about their kids going hungry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was, you had solid proof that it was a viable means of making a living, and it's not, it's not what people think gamers are, which is, a bunch of lazy kids sitting in a room somewhere. It's just not the case. It's a whole industry now, and a magnificent one at that, making all kinds of money. What you working on this week, Charles?
So I'm still in World Creator. I've still been gathering reference from making my style frame, if you will. So this program's gotten updated a lot lately since I've first picked it up, and I found some new videos that I've watched over the last couple of weeks, and I'm just getting more and more acquainted with it. So World Creator once again makes massive terrain geometry. Mm-hmm. So basically, this looks small here, but you see, you even have your like sediment levels. But like, imagine what happens here when you like bring this into a 3D program. Is basically what you do is you end up tiling this across a surface. So imagine if I turn the tiling on this, like this same thing will get copied a bunch of times, and then you would have like a big, huge terrain, right? So I'm just working on one section of it, and I can like hit random, and it gives me a different like random form, or I can go in there and get specific with it and start to change it as I see fit. So I like this shape that it's doing here, and I'm sitting here and I'm going to sculpt out this terrain. I like this here because really you're getting like a God view or a bird's eye view, but really the terrain's huge. So really, if we pull in, at this level, you're like, cool, this is like the surface, right? If I walk around here, see, it's pretty big. Now, it's only one piece of it. So imagine if I tiled it, 60, 70 times or whatever. Right. Usually it's like, what is it? Let me look at here. This is a 2048 by 2048. So that's a 2K texture size. So really what I'm making is what's called a displacement map. And a displacement map is a black and white map that shows height. That's height information. Anything that's white is pushed up. Anything that's black is pushed down. So you start out with a subdivided plane. Say you subdivide the plane a bunch, right? Get it really high, just a plane in any 3D program. I apply this displacement map. It uses that plane's geo, and it then displaces the geometry based on what this black and white map that I created in here looks like. More detail in the plane means I can get all this detail you see here. Less detail means that, like, yeah, it'll make this basic heel here, but it won't have all this extra like detail in it. So what I'm doing here is you kind of design it in here because it lets you do it here, and then you export that out, bring it in, apply it correctly, and you're good to go. Now, right now, this is about a 1 meter square, right? So if I pull back out here, it's only about 1 meter. If I change this here, let's go to half a meter. You can't tell that much of a difference. But if I go to like 4, so now the precision on it in meters, it's like more detail here. You can kind of see that you get closer here. So it's kind of cool. But that means But that's the resolution's only at 512, so we don't want that. We want something a lot higher. So I'm gonna go like if I go all the way down, see that look, there's none at all. 512 meters. Like the higher number you go up, the less pixel resolution here is here. So I'm getting too technical, but it's cool. So this allows you to design the whole. That's what I call world creators. It allows you to design the surface of a planet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can go in here and start adding objects to it. So if I add a layer here, and then I go in here, and I say add an object, I can start adding trees. Obviously, we're not at that point, right? And scatter trees across here. You can do a bunch of different things. Eventually you can have oceans. I can add a show ocean here, right? So now I added a water plane here. Now we have this, like, see it?
Yeah.
And this is like visualization for while you're doing this. You don't get to export this water, even though the water looks cool. You don't get to export this, but like water drop off intensity and stuff. So I can say, okay, let's raise the water height, because I want to fill my like little valley here with water.
Yeah.
So if I could say in the game that I'm making, like, oh, I'm trying to make this like a river bed or whatever, I can see what it's doing, what the water's doing here, and start to like, this changes to like a blue. Let's get it to be somewhat realistic looking, right? And then it's got this weird radioactive glow that I'm like, let's see, we'll go gray here. See, so you can do a bunch of different things here. And if you had your terrain big enough, you can say you're trying to do an island or something like that. Got your whole subsurface scattering, so you kind of see the bottom of it. And see, it's not good. I don't think you can go under here. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can do that. If I can see, drop off ocean height. No, you can't. It's not that sophisticated, but it's okay. So yeah, so you can do that. You can turn that on and off, and like I said before, the water thing is like a visualization thing,
Right.
But you can turn things on, turn lighting on, and get some pretty cool looking pictures out of this, because it is a real time engine. So you can just work in here the whole time and light it, and then like have a nice pretty picture. But this is just used to make the program, make the piece of art. We're gonna pull it out of here, So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Pretty cool.
So I'm gonna sculpt this up today.
I like it a lot.
Excuse me, so sorry. Coughing still. So you got weather systems in here too. Intensity. Enable rain. Now we're raining. See? All visualization purposes, but yeah. Interesting. What else we got in here? Put a different sky back here. Right now we have no sky. Let's find the sky. Time of day. Change the lighting so we can see it. There we go. Longitude, latitude. You can actually. Let's see here. Cool.
So to help Noel out, I didn't forget how much it costs for the Art of Spider-Man book. It's just been out of stock, but you can get it looks like you can get a Kindle version for $13.
Oh, the physical copies is out of stock.
Yeah. It says that there are some of the physical copy available for like $20, $21, $35. I don't know if it's soft cover, hard cover, but yeah, Amazon has them. A bunch of different people has them, but when I was looking yesterday, This one has Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse art of, oh, that's what it is. Okay. The official movie special is what's $13. The hardcover book is currently unavailable. But then they have like a bunch of novels and stuff, like junior novels and stuff like that. So anyway, the book that we're looking for is currently unavailable.
Oh man.
I wonder if you go to an actual store like a Barnes and Noble or something, if they would
have. I'd be able to find it.
You know, it's worth that trip. Otherwise, the going price for the book, oh, look at that, at Barnes & Noble, $27.38. And it qualifies for free shipping. Oh. That's a good one. So, yeah. But yeah, that movie's been getting nominated and for a lot of awards. And I wanted to see, where did it go? Trailer for your consideration. They're up for Best Animated Feature, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Art Direction, Best Film Editing, Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, Best Original Song, Best Original Score. So yeah, they came correct with this movie. I was very, very pleased with that. And I took my niece, like I said, just because I didn't want it to be a terrible movie, and you know, if I took some adults with me to go see this movie and it was trash, then you know, my like my sister said, I'm glad that you geek out on cartoons. That means I don't have to take my niece to the to the movies to go see this thing. And I'm like, nope, I got it. So yeah, it was definitely worth it was worth it. It was really cool. I was excited. After I saw it, I couldn't wait to see it again. But then I caught the flu and I didn't want to see anything but my pillow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Do not hesitate to go see this movie if you haven't yet already. 7 Annie Award wins, including Best Animated Feature. The Producers Guild Award. It won the Producers Guild Award for Best Animated Film. And now it's up for a bunch of Oscars and stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing that's happening with their character.
This where it starts to get crazy. Start adding erosion, sediment hills, plateaus, ridges, terraces, and dunes. I think I want a canyon. Do I want a canyon sand covered, rocky cliffs, or canyon smooth? Ooh, let's go smooth. So I'm thinking that the scene I want to do is sci-fi based, but I want natural natural scene, wilderness or something with like, because then this will give me like a chance to do some like cool like techie hard surface, like I don't know if it's like power plant or something that's odd that wouldn't be there normally, you know what I mean? You know, That's the kind of cool, because that's like when you look at the movies like Oblivion is a big inspiration for this project, as well as so here I have a Pinterest thing I've been going off of. I need to like take my butt into Photoshop and do a matte painting and stop going backwards. But since I'm not at work, I don't have to follow rules. Work this way. But yeah, that probably needs to happen. Good old fashioned matte. I had one I did, but I don't think it'll work for this. If I was lazy, I would have did this one, but I don't think it'll work for this project. Where's my arts? Where's my? Oh yeah, I updated my website too, guys. CargoCollector.com/CharlieWilliams. Check it out. There's new stuff up there. If you didn't know. But my buddy wants to about my website. That means I have critiques covering, which means there's probably changes that he's going to make me do after looking at it. So I got new stuff up. Old stuff is at the bottom. New stuff toward the top. Oh, you probably can't see this because it's probably still showing my thing. So hold on. Let's change this. Let's change you. Application window. Let's go with this one. Share. Booyah. Boom. There it is. So I'm in a hodgepodge. I still want to kind of. Cargo's been doing good because it's free. I get all these pages for free. So that's why I like. So if you're looking for a place, Cargo Collective is a pretty good site to host your stuff. But I kind of want to host it on Squarespace because Cargo Collective's they've been good. They've been good to me. They went into a new direction, which I haven't looked at all their new templates and stuff, but they went very artsy. Carlos, like when you're like San Francisco, LA, certain districts, like a website for a gallery, you know how artsy that can get? Do you know what I mean? In terms of the aesthetic. It's not so much Squarespace, but now it's more so like, really, really, really artsy, like, or like when you see a flyer for some kind of weird art installation. That's how it kind of feels on all their like new designs. Nothing wrong with that, but like not really like the look I'm going for. So like look at this. So you see how the site is now? It's very like, so if you go and look at like some of their websites, look at these. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just they went way in a certain style when they came out with it. This is their new version of the site. Look at this. This is like some like programmer dude that like loves everything about data, but he's using it to like do some weird visualization stuff. Like I'm all for this, but I'm not having a website like this. Obviously, it's only a template, so you turn it into whatever you want. But I mean, this one's cool. They like grabbed this one from before, so I didn't see this one before. So this one's kind of cool. And it's more, but still it's a little bit like what's that one? The layout's still a little bit like little too America's Top Model for me. Like I still feel like I need to have like some really dark skinned 6'7" model that I'm shooting against a green background or something. Like it's just a little too Andy Warhol-ish for me. Like, whatever. Anyway, I need to stop. But yeah, like the site is interesting. I looked through all their. I was like, why is all of them like this? You can't tell me that's actually art installation. Like you can't tell me that you gave your new system to everybody and this is what they came up with. Like it's all artists. It's like interesting and cool that they definitely went a new direction, Before they were like trying to capture like photographer, blah, blah, blah. That's why they had a lot of like big, huge, bold images. Like this was not bad. I'd have to see but then when I click on it, it's not like what I like. No. So it's interesting. Very interesting. Let's go back. Now that I'm done venting. I was because I got excited.
Really
Like,
asking,
ooh.
are you on graphic designer templates?
Yeah. It was just yeah, like it's a style, like the weird text, not the weird text, because it's good font in there, but the font is like so like justified weird that like it's interesting. Whatever. So there's some good, cool new stuff up there. Check it out. Got some freelance projects I did up there. Really nice.
It's nice.
And then I have my whole experiential section on there now too. So if you ever wonder what some of the stuff I did for work and some of the style frames I create and some of the VR stuff and some of the images made and some of the clothing stuff I've done. This was fun. Under Armour project. I had to do all the clothing for all the mannequins. That was kind of interesting. They would give me the fall line before it came out, and they're like, "Make these." I was like, but they have to look just like them. Okay. Insert substance designer. I mean, not substance. Marvelous designer. And then sometimes I get to do the style frames for pitches and stuff. So this is where T-Mobile experience in store. This is actually what the store looks like in Vegas. If you haven't been to T-Mobile store in Vegas, next to the arena, it's like ridiculous. It looks like a club. You should see it. It looks crazy. So this is a mock-up I modeled out, and then this is supposed to be for an experience in the store. So sometimes they'll do like just crazy experiences, trying to be like get people to be excited about whatever 5G or whatever they're doing. So it's like, look, put all these different musicians inside of a box, and then they're only powered by 5G to be able to hear each other and make the music or whatever. It's just interesting stuff. And straight modeling stuff. Click through it here. You can see the process. Ooh, it's gone. Different background stuff. So that's kind of cool. And then more VR stuff for progressive. Really cool. So then you see World Machine. Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. More stuff getting added all the time. Now that page is up, I can just keep adding to the page. So it should be cool. So that'd be good. Then the rest of stuff is already there. Old school Marvel project did back in the day. Modeling and stuff. So it's cool. Check out the site. Get in your life. Back to Pinterest.
What was I going to say? Steve is asking, is there an entry-level 3D program you recommend for 3D printing?
3D printing. Okay, so the entry, there's no entry-level program for 3D printing, but you use almost any 3D program to 3D print. So what I would say is Blender would be a good one to do.
No, that's a good one.
What are the other ones? So that's like a double-edged sword a little bit too, because like the main thing you'll find is that like all the 3D printers that you get, say you go with the Form 1, which is a really expensive one, or you go with the MakerBot series, or so where you have STL printing versus the like cured way, where it's like dipping it in like the solution and then building out a UV light or whatever. I forget which is what the Form 1 does, or the MakerBot one, which is almost like silly string that's being heated up and wound up a bunch of times and it makes the shape. The biggest thing you want to do when you're 3D printing is make sure that your models, that you're making are airtight. So that's the biggest thing. And one of the cool programs that do this, although I wouldn't say it's entry level, but maybe if somebody never knew any other 3D, I found that people pick it up okay, but it could be weird. Is like ZBrush, which is a digital sculpting program that has lended itself to the 3D printing industry a lot too, and it does some good processing where it makes the models airtight. But if I had to pick one, I would probably say Blender. And then after that, any of the normal modeling programs like Max or Maya can be good. If you're trying to be like on a budget, you could look at here's another program I'm thinking of. I'll think about it more. I think right now the biggest bang for your buck would be Blender. because it has the best of both worlds. You could do the regular hard surface modeling, polygonal modeling stuff. Start with a vertex, extrude the vertex, stuff like the edge loop workflow. But also it has a nice little sculptor in it too. So say you just want to start from a ball and like sculpt out a shape by pushing and pulling the shape and stuff like that, and then exporting that out. The biggest thing with 3D printing is you're going to get an FBX file, OBJ file. So meaning out of whatever 3D program you're going to use, you're going to export out that model, your model, say Mr. Teapot or whatever, and you're going to import it into a program that's made for the 3D printer. So MakerBot comes with a program. All the other different types of like 3D printers come with a program. So once you bring it into that program is going to run a series of checks and stuff on it to make sure your model's good. Excuse me. And then in that program, they're going to tell you if you have any errors or help you fix those errors and stuff like that. And then even have some like simulation stuff where it shows, all right, your model's going to break down at this section because there's a hole here. So the biggest thing is to model whatever you model, make sure it's airtight, and then nice and solid or whatever, and then go from there. And it's just like trial and error. And if you really want to get into this and try something before taking the plunge into actually building your own one or buying a pre-built one, is what I would say is that like back before I started working at Next Now, I worked for cgcookie.com, which is an online training site dedicated to Blender and Unity and a couple other different things, digital painting and drawing and concept art, stuff like that. But they're like one of the premier Blender training sites. So I'd say go there and look at a lot of their training. They talk about stuff like this. But I used to be a part of their outreach team. I actually started that section of the CG Cookie because they only had an online presence at first, and now they do a lot more outreach and stuff like that. But so I used to teach Blender and 3D printing at the local level. So back in the Obama administration, he gave a lot of money to furthering libraries in the United States. And I did some research when I was trying to figure out what I want to do for CG Cookie, and realized that libraries all over the country, as of like 4 or 5 years ago, now they're probably all built, but got a grant from the government to be able to enhance different sections of the library to keep up with the changing times. So technically, most of those sections that got enhanced are all the librarians that worked in the young adult sections, and they use those that money to start bringing in maker spaces. So makerspace, if you don't know what that is a whole movement. It's not just with 3D printing, but it could be with screen printing. It could be with welding and tools and stuff like that. So these maker spaces got put into a lot of these different libraries. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. So with that being said, a lot of the libraries in the Chicago area, I'm sure there's libraries there. If you go to your library, your local library, you can probably find a maker space. They probably have one in your library. In my hometown that has a really big library, Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Allen County Public Library in downtown Fort Wayne is brand new. That was built by outside philanthropists or whatever, which was impressive as itself. The city didn't build it; like they had it all funded, and that library has one of the biggest genealogy departments. The only one that rivals them is the Mormons out there in Utah. So, like, if you're trying to figure out where you came from, or you want to look up stuff like that, Fort Wayne Library has the best department in the country to like do that stuff. So with that being said, that library had a lot of money. So I went and talked to that library in their maker lab space. Excuse me. And that maker space, Carlos, was amazing. Like they had 12 3D printers, and like in the back, because the library is new. Imagine you go into the maker space, you have the little general area where everybody's like, welcome. You see all the little 3D printers like you see it in the library. And you're like, cool. There's a lot of them here. There's big ones, there's small ones, there's medium-sized ones. It was great. I'm talking about 3D printers. It was really, really interesting. And then they have in the back, they had classrooms. Amazing. These classrooms were college style costumes, Carlos. Excuse me. They were college style classrooms, like with stadium style seating and stuff like that. Little intimidating when I came in to teach the class. I was like, "Yo, it's a little too nice." I thought I was gonna be in some library room. This had so they had the projectors and everything. It was nice. So yeah, that's one way you can do it, guys. For the price of like a library card or whatever they're going to charge you at a library, like the Harold Washington Library downtown Chicago, you can go there, go to the makerspace, $2, $3, $4. I don't know how much it costs. Yeah. It's like cheap to print something out. Use their printer and print something out. But the cool part about it is they give you like people there. They help you out. They know about the program stuff. It's not hard to help. They'll teach you the software. And the key here is the software that you like. Blender's gonna be more. It's gonna be more complicated than whatever this rinky-dink 3D software is that's connected to this printer. That's the weird part about it.
Yeah.
So it's not. So don't feel like you're gonna have a hard time learning it. If you come to the library with your 3D object on a thumb drive, it doesn't have to be big. I used to teach people how to make a chess piece. You know, do I have one here? Oh, they're at work. If I remember next, I'll bring them back home or I'll put them in my book bag. I have these little chess pieces that I made, and that's what I used to teach people how to make because it was the easiest thing to make, like a little chess, like a queen, right? You know,
right.
It was easy. So like, make something simple. It's the weirdest feeling. And like years ago, when we were first starting this initiative, we ventured to one of the founders' homes out in like, I think he was in Minneapolis or Minnesota, where he was at. We took the train, and I was on a little bitty laptop, and I built this little pawn on the train ride into his house. You know, it's like 3 or 4 hour train ride or whatever. And like the weirdest thing was to hold it in my hand like a day and a half later. Like it was weird because that's never happened before. Like something that I've modeled like hundreds of things, in like thousands of things, like cool looking things. But like it was something about I modeled this on a moving train, which is hard to do in Blender, and that's back before 2.8. So those hotkeys sucked ass. Like. And then to be able to like he had 2 different types, right? He had the Form 1, Carlos, and then he had the STL. So we can get that like, you know, the MakerBot one where it's like it looks like silly string or whatever that had like the course, like you can see the line still. I'm assuming if you sat there and sanded it, you probably can get it to a point where it looks like it's like not silly string welded together. And then he had a nice Form 1, which is like takes the solution. It's a little bit more like work in terms of like setup because it's basically making it's curing the solution with UV light, and you start off with nothing on the plate, and as you slowly pull the plate out of the solution, it's building the shape. So when it comes out, it's a solid like plastic piece.
Yeah.
So it's way nicer, way nicer, you know. Like he was talking about like his Xbox controller. And I'm gonna close Pinterest real quick and show you what I'm talking about. He was talking about like his Xbox controller, right? And he was like Jonathan Williamson, which is one of the founders of CG Cookie. One of the owners, I should say. This part here, like what was it? It was like something like this part here broke off or something on his Xbox controller, and he went in, looked it up online, and like modeled this piece here, and then like looked at the ball joint that goes into that or whatever, and modeled that, and then 3D printed that, and then put it back together. It had an extra one, right? Like this little weird DIY stuff that you can do with it was really cool,
which is really neat.
Yeah. So it's really, really cool. So yeah. So who's that? Who asked the question? So Steven or Steve? It's a no-brainer, man. Start with Blender. That's like the best one. Now, if you know another one, you could, but if you don't want to do it with subscriptions, all that stuff, I get it. So I'm trying to think of any other subdivisional polygonal Mahler would do. I mean, if you want to go back, you want to go some old school with it, look up a standalone modeling tool called Silo. Do I have that still?
I used to have a copy of that.
Yeah, I got it. Look at that. Charlie is deep on this. Hold on. This guy here. And I have the license too for it. It's the professional version. I bought this too, and I think every once in a while I like contact Never Center. I think Never Center built. They also there's a 3D program they also did besides this one. It was whatever. It doesn't matter right now. Hold on. Share the screen here. Oh, I'm clicking on the share screen. Nothing's happening. There it goes. Oh, that was like delayed. Yeah. Check this out, chat. Silo. Look at this.
Yeah.
Old school behemoth. This program is its whole function is just to be a 3D modeler. That's all it does. Right? I can go in here and so I can remember how to use this thing. Create a cube. Performance. Okay. Oh, I'm on the UV view.
Yeah, I remember when they first came out with this, their subdividing of polygons was just the best.
What? Where is that? I don't want to be in UV view. Get me out of UV mode. Hold on. New. Display. I am starting to sweat. Where is that? Okay, cool. UV mode 1. There it is. So I can't go wrong. Old school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Changes views. There we go. And then number like 9 or 10 is UV mode. Boom. Perspective view. Here you go. Make a box. Create. Alt C. Cool. Boom. Right. So this is pretty inexpensive. We'll look up how much it is in a second. Can't be that much. Alt left click toggles around your model. Right click.
It's $99.
$100. There's your cost effective thing right now. Great subdivisional modeler. Subdivisional surface modeler. I should say polygonal modeler, you know. So like, you know, hotkeys are what are the hotkeys? Yeah, there it is. That's what I want. Z and then X is cut. Okay, let's do that. That's all I need. So change to polygon mode. Boom. Hit Z to extrude. W to move. Boom. E to scale. Yeah. Oh, it's the weird scaling though. Oh, weird scaling. Figure out how to do it from the center. Give me center scale, non-rotational scale. Okay, whatever. You're not showing well right now. Fine. We'll make do. Boom there. Okay. What's the cut? X? Nope. Yeah. What else we got here? Where's my bevel? There it is, B. Yep, B for bevel. Nice. Yeah. All right. Where's my do a little platform. Where's my cut tool? You got an edge loop tool? Edge loop. Yeah, I never have a Boolean tool. Look at him. Huh. Oh, smart. Yeah, there it is. Spin edge, slide, shell, split loop. There we go. What is it? Shift X. Ooh. So if I could do this and do the Shift X. Yeah, buddy. Yes. Oh, snap.
Look at you all happy.
All type of like nostalgia. Let's see. Okay, all right. So then if I do this right, select these edges here, and then hit B bevel. Now the one thing I don't, there it is. It's always, yeah. That tight bevel. There we go. Can't go wrong when you bevel stuff. So if I hit B, will the bevel all of it? Oh yeah, it will. Nice. Hold on. Oh, this is boom. Nice. Oh, there's a little mess up. There's a little mess up there, but that's okay. Now I don't like. There it is. Okay. Boom. Ha, there it is. Okay, enter. Now that we got everything beveled. Yeah, everything too beveled though. Hold on, let's try this again. Got an idea here. So this is that. We want it to be like right there, just before it starts to get intersect on itself. Boom. There's got to be a slider I'm missing too. I shouldn't have to do it freehand like that, but cool. There. So now, where's the smooth? Where's the
Joey?
smooth?
Can you hear us?
You hear Joey?
Joey said, I haven't heard any of the words you've used in the last 10 minutes before.
Oh, bevel and extrude and fill hole.
Oh, that's probably what it is, huh?
It's modeling tools terms. All right, where's that? Where's the smooth? Yeah, there it is. Can I smooth it again? Let's just smooth it like that. I need the yeah, so this is a good one too. Steve, this is like a good one too. See, yeah, you got your. I can just start cutting in. Yeah. Oh, I didn't go all the way over. Hold on. And they still have tutorials and stuff for it too. They still have tutorials and stuff too for this one too. So like, it's a straightforward. Like anybody can learn this one. It's not hard. There's nothing else to it. What you see is what you get. Now the cool part about this one, I think there's a sculpting thing to this too, Carlos. Yeah, look, there's a brush editor. So this is back in the day. Like this is really big before Blender, before ZBrush. I probably could go online and find some old school guys like Ray Bett and like Glenn Southern, and like these are like old school like modelers from like early 2000s that were like really good and kind of well known across the world. I think he used like Silo for a long time. He used to do some like crazy stuff. And back in the day, like we used to talk about it on the show too, like about like how tutorials run around and stuff like that. And when you do see a tutorial, it'd be like you start from a box, and then it'd be like, here's your head. Here's the finished piece. You know, like there was no like real tutorial. These dudes though were really starting from a box, like what you saw me start from a box, and they would just make stuff. They would just make these amazing pieces all from a box. So yeah, so how do you turn this on? Yeah. So this is cool. Yeah. So yeah, this will be a great one. $100. Can't go wrong with this. And then you can export this out. File. Export scene. And see, you can export out as a OBJ, FBX. That's all you need. Sometimes you can do like a 3ds DXF file or a Collada file. .dae. All these file formats is what you need. Like they'll get read by any of those 3D printing software, because they'll read. The common one is OBJ and FBX, and I could go to the library tomorrow, with this model right here. I already know it's airtight, and I could print this out if I wanted to. Like I would go in there since I know this is being printed, make sure I like bevel these guys, to make sure these look good, go through here on all these guys. And make sure these things are beveled correctly. So I can get a nice, like, smooth model. But there's something about these old school, like, tools where it's not a lot of fanfare. And I just don't remember how to go into brush mode, but I'll figure that out in a second. There's an actual, like, brush mode where then I can just start, I can really subdivide. It's like, this is not really subdivided yet. There it is. So now it's subdivided. Like, if I keep subdividing it again, now when I scale these guys, I don't know why I don't know where my non-uniform scale is.
Joey said, I did download Blender this week, spent 5 minutes on it and 2 hours watching YouTube about it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
See, here it is. I'm starting to get this shape going. Where is... So now that you have this, I should be able to... Yeah, there we go. Cool. See, now that it's like clay, like now that it's like really smooth, all those surfaces that I did before, I could just start, manipulating these things. And this is why ZBrush came about, because they realized that like you want to get into it and be able to like start to like do shapes that would just take too long before, like being able to like go in here and just start, manipulating it how you want. Maybe this is some weird. This is a weird trash can of the future. Like what I can do is do stuff like this. See, and sometimes you look in a 3D program, simple things like selecting things could be a pain. Like this program does pretty good. Look, there's no weird intersecting. Like even Maya and Max will give you like issues depending on how it's selecting. This is like, the bottom half is selected. I can go in here and I can say flatten. Boom. Right? See, look, makes it a flattened edge. Don't know why it's doing this weird gangster lean, but I can rotate it here. Boom. Snap it. Boom. Really don't know why it's doing the gangster lean, but whatever. Bam. Boom. Nice. Okay, cool. Now what we can do here is grab this guy here. Like we did before. So yeah, see, I will look into this guy too. See, there's one other one on the tip of my tongue, and I'm sitting here trying to think about it, figure out what it is to tell you. Please enter your trash into the trash receptacle, please. Thank you. Then go in here, and then like go into like edge mode here and say. So what happens here? Now I just need to make a hard crease in here. And the cool thing about that, like people get caught up, guys, in like which program to learn. I used to do it at one point, but at this point now, how long? I literally haven't opened this program in like, I don't know, 2-3 years.
Yeah,
from when I found it, because you know how like I'm weird. Like I don't. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but buying software to me is a big deal when I do actually buy it. So I was like, one day I was like, either coming home on a train or something. I was like, yo, I bought Silo at one point in time. I wonder if that license still works. So my ass go back to my Gmail, find my like 2012 like or whatever 2008 email, and then like okay, see if the email support. I email support. I was like, yo, you guys got a new version? I need that new version because I know my license is supposed to say I can upgrade to the latest one. Whenever they remade the version in 2012 or whatever it was. Like they gave me a new version, for free because I already bought the license at one point in time. Yeah, dusted off my email, found the license code. I'm the type of thing like, if I bought it, I want that stuff on my computer, even though I don't use it, because I don't want to lose it.
I know I bought it back in the day too. I wonder if my email.
Please insert your trash receptacle. Thank you, Carlos. Should be an edge ring. So, and this is the other cool thing about this modeler, guys. The other cool thing about this modeler was everything can be remapped based on hotkeys of your choosing. So you can get really fast in this. I always have the phobia of like, say I work at another place or I'm a freelancer or whatever, and they're using a program that I don't know how to use as well or something. I always be like, push come to shove, I can download Silo. The shit runs on or Blender and just have to model whatever I need to model.
Right.
That's how I always used to think. I don't know why I used to think I need to have something in my back pocket like that, but yeah. Where's it at here? I want to show you guys this. Where is it? Button settings. Yeah, like here in the corner here. Look at this guy. Modify buttons. You can go in here and like totally like remap all your buttons and like add buttons and local insert scale and stuff like that. There's presets. Oh, I think this is not it though. Where's it at? What I'm really talking about? Hold on. Load all keyboard settings. I could have swore this one had a shortcut. Yeah, keyboard settings. Here you go. So so what happens is, and people don't do this in the beginning because they're kind of lazy, and even I can be a little bit lazy at times because I don't really go in this, but I know artists that do. I like having myself set up as default, but like one of the things you do have to end up doing, which I do is, you end up having to like customize your setup, right? So this allows you to go through and like change all your buttons if you want. Like you see how some of them have hotkeys and some of them don't. Well, that means you go and find that one, you give it your own hotkey. So technically, if I was using this a lot, I go in and like spend the time to figure out how to edit my hotkeys again and be like, know all my hotkeys, because the time it takes you to go from here to here or to here to down here. Like right now, I should be knowing there should be a mode here where I can like switch. Should be a mode where I can switch between vertice, edge, and face. It's usually like, and I don't know how to do that. Huh. It is. There it is. So here it is. Found it. See? So there's one for everything. Or you can learn the default ones too. So A, S, D, F, and G, right? So A, S, D. Oh, get out of there. So A, S, D, F, G, right? So now I know that, like, okay, cool. A, S, D. So F, and then D is face mode. Like A is vertice, D is face. That's instantly faster than me going down here and clicking every time I want to go. And some people get lazy and be like, oh, well, it's not that bad because it's right here. But you add that time up, how long it takes you, times that about how long you work in a day, and then you'll understand that like I really need to be like doing just S, instead of like having to like move over. Some people try to supplement it in Photoshop. I've noticed too, while the like their like layers bar over to the left side of the screen, so you're not crossing the screen to get to your stuff. I've ended up doing that, Carl, so I find it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Where I put my layers on the left side now, because you tend to want to be over there. It seems to be interesting. But yeah, I forgot how good this little modeler is.
Yeah, that modeler's pretty dope. I was knee deep in Flash, and Josh actually showed me this, and I was like,
you came out of Flash for something.
Yeah.
Insert scale. What's insert scale? Oh, I don't know. Maybe Shift X. Right now it's doing. The only thing I don't like is adding. I figure out how to fix that. It adds an edge loop without me having the ability to edit it. Huh. There it is there. I just can't see it anymore. Here's my manipulator now. I mean, that's kind of cool what it just did, but, it's the principle, though. There it goes. Okay, cool. Bevel. B. I love bevel.
That's pretty cool.
There it is. Cool. Now, there is a subdivision, what they call it, like a different painter or whatever. Bevel. I love bevel. B. Ooh. Boom. That works. And I can subdivide it again. Yeah, it gets tighter. Nice. Now I just need to go ASD. Ooh. Last thing we need to do. Let me call it done. And that's E. Extrude, right? Nope. What's the hotkey for extrude? See, this is wasting time here. Z. Move this guy. Ooh. It's moving. So I got, see, it's on this weird local access mode. Wait a minute. I saw something for that. What was it called? Local scale. Control E. Yeah, that's supposed to do. Okay, cool. So Control E. I just said it, Charlie. Also selection. Yeah. Can we just do one? Oh, can I delete this? Oh, I probably can just delete it. Yeah, we're gonna delete it. Yep. Nice. And then we're gonna go back to why can't I remember that for nothing? What is it? Z. Yeah. Cool. Then
You're funny.
Move this bad boy back. I talk to myself all the time when I'm modeling. All right. And then there's the last one. There's a fill hole, which is always cool. This used to be hard to do. Remember you had to like when you couldn't get a hole to fill when you were like, oh well, pause. Anyway, remember you couldn't get a hole to fill? Like no matter what you did, like when you're modeling, like there's like a weird hole, and like when you weld it together, it'd be like a weird like shading area, and you'd be like pissed and you fail at life and people laugh at you. It's really bad. So now it's just Shift F. This shortcut is already assigned. Oh, okay, cool. I don't want to override it. I'm not. What do we? You told me what it was. Shift F. Just fill hole. Oh, how can I do a? I need to do like a ring. Insert scale. No, like a. What do I need to do here? Split loop doesn't do it. Ooh, that's a problem. All right. Let's do this. Do it by hand. E. E. Nope, that's not doing it. Z. Yeah, there it is. Z. Z. Now, if I do fill hole, it's such a stupid fill. Like, can I do this? Can I weld the vertices?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Oh, look at that. Hold shift down. This is so nice. Hold shift is paint selection. That's nice. I can use like, just paint, you know? Well, that's kind of cool. I forgot. Dude, I'm about to install this at work. Now, where's weld? Remember, Carlos? Where's weld? Merge. Okay, let's try merge. You know what I don't like? It's like loses your selection and undoes.
Oh.
When I click off a thing. What is this? What is this? What is that grease? Is that a grease pencil before a grease pencil? What is this? It disappears when I hit enter. Well, what is that? Oh, it's not there anymore. I don't know, but I'm hitting whatever. All right, cool. Back to the problem at hand. I figure out how to all right, merge. Was that M? Control M? Okay, that works better. That works better. At least in this mode, I can be like, all right, I can deal with that because that other one didn't. It did some weird.
Two.
Now
I would almost just select some of them and try to get that to be a square. But
yeah, well, I can just do like, I can keep going in with it.
Can you take like, because it looks like they're.
Look at that. That's good. You can go inside the model really nice. Look at that. They don't build stuff like this anymore.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, I can keep going in with it. I mean, even when I do this, and do fill hole, it does that thing.
Yeah, that thing is weird.
And give you all type of weird shading things. When it looks like that, guys, if it's not like quadded, like perfect like this, it's gonna not. It won't shade right. Like, I mean, you can be like, Charlie, bruh, it's on the inside of this thing you're making. I know, but I know it's there.
So, like from there, can you just instead of merging all those, can you merge the ones that are like there's 3 on the top right corner, 2 on the top left corner. Merge those 3.
Oh, yo, chill out, Silo.
Is he angry?
All right, I thought I was doing merge, and it was like Control M. Yes, see, Silo. Control M is not whatever you just did. Okay, cool. Where are you trying to go with this, though?
I was gonna see if you can make just 4 corners and then merge it into a square. But if not,
Well, that makes a circle. It's a weird circle.
Yeah.
But what we could do, turn this into lemonade. Hold on. Oh no, I can. Make it
Yeah.
I can go. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I was trying to see. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious. Now we got weird. Now it's getting weird. Please insert.
Do people model like this anymore in the industry?
They still do, yeah. I mean, you know where they're modeling like this though? They're modeling like this in yeah, they still model like this for sure. Even though there's a bunch of I know. Even though there's a bunch of like new programs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
there's people are still modeling like this, or they're just doing it in ZBrush or somewhere like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's getting weird right now. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Can't be held responsible for what I'm making. I think I just made a butthole. Weird.
Girl, that's a booty hole.
Oh, I wonder what it does now. Wait a minute. I wonder what it does if I merge this now. Yeah, I have to do. I love this paint selection. You hold down the button and it just paints it. That's nice. Yeah. That's like convenient. Clicking and then hold on. Control, nope. Drawback, don't know how to get rid of selections. All or nothing looks like. Like, bro, you turn this on. How to use this. Is there a flatten? Is there a flatten? Can I get a flatten? Alt Shift F. That's a crazy hotkey. Alt Shift F.
So let's say someone were to get this silo, and then they have an OBJ file.
Why do I have 4 screens now? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. We're back. Never mind. Go ahead.
You can model something in Silo for the low price of $99, and then you can bring that into Photoshop and paint that all up. But now that
Substance Painter.
Substance Painter is happening.
Yep. Don't bring it into Photoshop. Take it into Substance.
Boom.
Oh, let's take it into Substance. Well, this thing doesn't have UV, so. Oh, we can make do though. There is a UV mode in this thing. What was it? 9? Okay, go back to 1. UV. Oh, there's an unwrap. Oh, they had an LSCM unwrapper. Oh, what's live on UV wrap? Oh, let's turn that on. Let's get live. What's live on UV wrap? What does that mean? I don't want to unwrap in real time. Just do it for me. Okay. You 9. Okay. Here's a UV view. Oh, that have to be in So I have to select all the faces. Control A. Control A. Face mode. Control A. See. Recreate UVs. Planar. Using. Yes. Unwrap it. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Neighbors. Perfect. Boom. We're unwrapped.
What?
We're unwrapped. It's a horrible unwrap.
That's yeah. That's
but it's unwrapped.
pretty bananas.
Well, what's this live unwrap? I don't know what that does. Unwrap UVs. Is it saying like if I do this?
When you select it, it shows you. Oh, that helps.
And then I could just be like unwrap UV. Probably that's what it does. Arrange UVs. Yep. So then, can I move this guy? Oh, yeah. Cool. I know how to unwrap now. Sweet. Okay, cool. So, because then you could be like, oh, I'm just going to take the bottom one here. This guy here, all the way around. What's deselect? You can't be like why? Like, who changes what deselect is? Like, it's like sticky or something. Select by. Oh, control space. What? Really? And then you deselect everything. Okay. Control space. Okay, gotcha. All right, whatever. That's good. So if I do one thing and I want to go to control space, it does all of it. No, that's not what I want. I don't want like global deselect.
Yeah.
I have to find it. Whatever.
Can you control click on something?
Oh no, that'd be too easy, Carlos. That'd be like what everybody else used.
Yeah.
For the last 20 years. I'm still mulling with this. Oh, can I scale this? Deselect it when I try to change. Okay. You got this guy. Unwrap? No. Unwrap? No. Where's that? Where's like the planar? Where did I have that at before? It was like planar. Moving so. Oh, I just lost it. Nope. Whatever. This is good enough. All right, whatever. So we're unwrapped. This is cool. Got UVs, everything's flat. So one cool thing, everything needs to be flat. Nothing's gonna be like skewed or nothing. So I can go. So now what I can do is go here, go file, go export scene. Let's go under. I have special folders on my computer called work, WORQ, because I'll be doing my work. We're gonna call this silo work. Be organized. Put your stuff in folders. Name your folders. Don't just have 50 things on your desktop looking at you. Even though, or you can be like me and have 100 things on your desktop. No, but I'm not gonna call it a trash can because this is too fancy. It's fancier than a trash can. It's a trash receptacle. Don't know how to spell receptacle. Anyway, save that bad boy. So I saved it as a silo thing. Export scene. I need to save this bad boy as a FBX. Boom. There we go. There we go. Save again. We don't really know if you'll save correctly, but I think I've already saved you. Goodbye. Yes, I've saved you already. Why do I need to go back? Something tells me my gut it's not saved, so let's save it. I don't really care. I don't need it. Cool. All right. So now you've exported out as FBX. See, I was doing cool stuff in my little world machine. We'll come back to that. Show my screen here. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna open Substance Painter. Open in Substance Painter before we end. Open it up. Yeah, so Photoshop's old school way. Don't do Photoshop unless you're trying to like work at Blizzard and paint like stylized things, because Photoshop's still a thing. Although you can do that in Painter too. But the biggest thing would be to come on over in the Painter. This is how the big boys do it now. And it's a lot easier than what it used to be. Oh, come on. It's
I thought
there we go. Yeah. Yes, I have a license. I'm legal. I am legal. All right. So then you go file, you go new, you go
but your face.
God darn it. Come on, keep up, Google. Oh, one of these times too, guys, Google Hangout is going away, and the new version is going to be called Google Meet. Meet at Google. Or something like that it's called. We should probably do a cast in the new version. You totally can do it. I don't think it will hurt anything. And then you know what you can do?
It saves to YouTube. I don't care.
Oh, good call. Yeah, I don't know about that one yet. Yeah. So it's almost there then. Because you know the thing, they have the call in built in now. I can call your phone right now on Google Meet.
That would be crazy cool.
Because what happens is it's like they're competing with like GoToMeeting and all those places.
Sure.
So it's a meeting really now. So you have the link like normal, and then you have a phone number now that you can call too. So you can either use it on you can either use the app, you can either use the computer, or you can call it. So it's kind of cool. All right, Substance Painter. Boom. All right. So set up your project. Metal rough. So basically the new way of texturing comes down a couple of different ways. We talked about like the Blizzard stuff, which is like the Dota and all that other good stuff. That's like stylized. But the two others type is physical based rendering, meaning that like they've came up with ways to accurately portray light on different types of materials. With that being said, you have to make your materials and your textures a certain way. We're going to use the metallic roughness setup for the PBR, meaning that we're using a map that dictates whether the model is either a metal or not. If it's not a metal, then you put it in a different value, and light will react based off of that. If it is a metal, you slide it over to the other side, and everything becomes more shiny and metallic and all that good stuff. Anyway, so with that being said, I made my template. I have to select my model now. So let's go find the model. Where are you? Oh, I know where you're at. It's right here under work.
Work.
I think it's under work. I don't remember where it's at. There it is, my work. Yep, okay. Silo. There you are. Silo work, trash receptacle. Fanciness. Ooh, doesn't look like it's say the subdivision. Could be a problem.
Yeah. Good night, Steve.
See you, Steve. Hit okay. Come on in. There it is. Yeah, I didn't say about subdivision. That's all right.
Sucks.
That's okay. It's there though. And then if I go to the 2 setup, 3D, 2D, there's my maps. Remember these guys? There they are. I wonder why I didn't save. Load. You know this is an old school program because it doesn't have a recent scene mode. Open scene. Work. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I didn't save it. So that must be just a display. But okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm just seeing if I can this still work. Huh.
What happened?
I'm just seeing if I can get this to be subdivided and stay. I think I did this time. Now all I gotta do is just export again. Save over this guy. Boom. Yes. Hide you back. Boom. Go back here. Go to project configurations. And say select this guy. And then do it again. So we'll have to figure that out. And then it did an orientation weird, but what you could then do, you have all these presets and stuff in here. They can instantly throw this guy on them. And it would start to look cool if it was like subdivided. Yeah. Interesting. Bad Boy and IRA.
That's actually really cool to see a trash can in the middle of nowhere that you just built.
Yeah, if it would look better if it was all subdivided.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's interesting. I wonder why I did that. Just a series of problems you have to solve when you're doing 3D. All right. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Viewport, Windows, mode, painting. Go back to painting. Wonder why I did that. I could do. Let's open another program and get it working. But yeah, cool. All right. I wonder if I got an idea. So it looks like in Silo, which we can figure out. I'll figure out. But it looks like in Silo, the subdivision is just like a preview. But we have to figure out how to make them stick. That'd be the biggest thing. So it previews you for it. It probably previews what the subdivision looks like, so that like makes your computer run faster. So you're not dealing with all that weight, that bloat. But I'm bring it into Maya. A little beefier program. And then find my Silo. Bring you in. Don't save. Hey, yeah,
let's try to get that figured out for next week.
Yep. Oh, see, that's weird. It is. Why is it like? I wonder if it wasn't done saving. Yeah, we can figure it out next week. I wonder if it just wasn't done saving.
Because I think I like that. I actually started logging into a bunch of my old email accounts to see if I can find my license for Silo. It'd be cool. It'd be cool.
There it is. There it is. So it just didn't save. It was still saving.
Oh, damn, that took for long.
So no, it was just I just didn't check back fast enough.
Oh.
All right, cool.
That's really cool.
UVs are all messed up, but whatever. You get the picture. The cool part is all these so then all these, see how I've had they have layers over here just like Photoshop. So I can be like, this one's in a like multiply, and then this guy here is a overlay or a screen or something like that. I can like get rid of one, and then like the wood is gonna reveal the weird platinum one. So it's weird. You can like mix and match all these guys just like you do in Photoshop, and the layers still work the same. And then you add on top of these different like modifiers, and like there's a whole other section here for just like brushes and particle brushes, like normal stuff that you could like decals, and then like grunge stuff, alphas. There's a bunch of stuff you can add on here. Smart materials. The smart materials are the really nice ones. So then you can go like hot lava or something weird. Yeah, see? So like it's like make it look like it's covered with like drapery or whatever. So if your UVs are correct and stuff like that, you can then start painting over top of this your own shadows and stuff like that. It's really robust program. Want to make it look like it's all rusted and stuff, and then turn that stuff on, or it looks like it's leather, And the key thing with any of these things is making sure your UVs are right and stuff like that. If your UVs are laid out correctly, this is going to look really good. So that's that. Yeah,
I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Groovy. So why don't we do this? Why don't you give everyone all of your details if they're trying to find you online?
If you're trying to find me online, you can find me at my website, cargocollective.com/Charlie B. Williams. You can find me on social media, Instagram.com/CharlieBW3, Almighty Pinterest, where I have a bunch of inspirations, which you didn't get to, and current boards and stuff I'm doing for projects. Pinterest.com/CharlieBW3. Get it in your life.
Excellent.
Artstation.com/CharlieBW3.
Boom. And I'm Carlos. You can either go to coconutjustice.com. That's going to bounce you over to my YouTube channel, where I am doing more creative stuff like pep talks and stories about how I drown my drone and stuff like that. A lot of really cool travel art videos. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, I'm going to get back to making my cartoon music videos too. So go to coconutjustice.com and then subscribe there. If you're watching on YouTube here, make sure that you're subscribing down there, because we, generally speaking, we like to have other people come and create with us as well. So today we were supposed to have Alonzo from the chat room, actually, a veteran of the animation and gaming industry. But today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Alonzo. But we've been talking, and I think next week is Valentine's Day. So we're going to skip next week, but the week after that, we're going to try to get Alonzo on so we can geek out on animation and stuff like that. But if you don't want to miss the live shows, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and then hit that little bell. That's right next to the subscribe button. Every time we go live, you'll be able to join in, just like Steve and Joey and Noel. And there was a few other people that were there. Long Arm 358. Thank you guys. I'm trying to see who else was there. So yeah, we have industry professionals that join us and have a good time doing all kinds of creative stuff. If you want to go to sketch.zone, you can catch up on 170 other episodes of this. We've talked to people like Amber Aki Choi, or Amber Aki Huang. We've talked to Eva from Ground Zero Animation Expo. We've talked to Danny Williams, who's a monster. We've talked to go see
170 people, a lot of people. Mm-hmm.
From there, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. And if you would like, what we do is the fun prompt, and every week the community draws the fun prompt, and then we show what everyone did. At the beginning of the show this week, we are doing a mammoth leprechaun in a minimalism style. And if you post that on Instagram and then you go through the process of tagging us, what we'll do is we'll not only share it, and then the whole community gets to see what you drew, but then we'll go ahead and take a look at that live during the show. And again, if you join us live on the show, we'll be able to interact. Just ask us questions. And you see what happened, where Steve asked a question about a 3D program, and then we just went into a deep dive, completely randomly went into a deep dive of a 3D program, and we even got to texturing and stuff like that. And that's the kind of stuff that we like to do. We like to have fun and help as much as we can. Let's see. I think that's it. I said coconutjustice.com. You can also go to carlosrgomez.com. That'll bounce you over to my website, and you can take a look at all that stuff. Am I forgetting anything? We said...
I think so. I don't think you are.
All right, cool. Mammoth leprechaun in a minimalism style. Tag us, Sketch Zone Podcast on Instagram, and we'll share your work. And that's it. We'll talk to you next week.
See you guys.